Today we're doing a Transgo kit on a C4 valve body. Some Transgo kits come with the video. Mine happen to just come with about 3 pages of instructions. It comes with a pan seal, which I already had, but comes with springs and a drill bit and a valve body gasket over there. And what I'm going to be doing is putting this shift kit in, replacing some of the springs, and you can see in this instruction booklet here, I'll be drilling a hole here in my separator plate. Another tip before we get started, I brought the box down here with me because what I'm going to be doing is, once you take the screws out, I'm going to be making like a little diagram over here and just poking a hole and putting the screws in right there. Alright, step 1 was to remove these 4 bolts, 5, 6, and 7. See, I made a little diagram here. That's the front side. And step 2 is to take these what are they, 7/16 bolts out right here. Take these 2 larger ones out. Alright, so those bolts will separate the 2 halves and will expose the separator plate. Next step will be to remove these 3 bolts here, take off these plates, and you'll be able to take this separator plate out. Alright, 2 things I've noticed. Step 3. What you'll do, this plate is on top, then the gasket, and then your, the bottom of the valve body here. First thing I noticed was this little plug right over here. This little guy was just sitting on top of the valve body, so I'm sure it goes into one of these holes, but I don't know. As soon as I lifted it up, it was laying on top by itself. So got to find out where that goes. And one little issue with this kit is, like, every time you flip the page, they have the valve body lined up in a different way. So last time it had me line it up this way. See this little end poking out this way? Now they have it lined up like that with the end poking up. So it's flipped over and inverted. So it's like, come on, can you pick a damn position? I'm just trying to confuse you. So as long as you take your time, I'm going to clean this up, and the next thing I'm going to do, I need to go get a drill, put that drill bit in, and enlarge that body. So that'll be step 4. And it looks like these 2 are roughly the same diameter as this one. One thing I did note, I was watching other people do this, and the one thing you don't want to do is go too big. Once it's through, just pull it out and shave off those, the little burrs on the edge. And you can see I've cleaned this plate. I cleaned the upper half and the lower half. Bunch of dirt in here. A lot of crap. And now what I'm going to do is, got my handy dandy Q-tips here. Make sure this thing's totally dry because I don't want any water mixing with the trans fluid. And have my trusty shop manual for 65 Fords and Mercury. And I'm going to try to find out where the hell that little son of a bitch goes. Because the next step, once you drill that hole, replace the gasket and assemble it again, and then I'm going to start working with the springs. If you face the piece with this little valve sticking out to the left, it says the check valve goes right in there, and it's right next to a screw hole. What it is, it's not something by itself. There's a valley that goes to the right and then down, and it sits at the top of this valley. And I'll show you where I put it. It's really hard to see with this camera, but if you count over 1, 2, 3, this little weird thing that goes up and over, it's like a little cul-de-sac right here, a little dead end. or this, what is it called? A check valve. Getting ready to sandwich it all back together, new gasket and everything. I'm just blowing in here to get some of the water out. And that disc shoots out of there, right? Holy shit, can't find it. It's been like 10 minutes, I'm searching for it, right? Finally found it. Put it back in there, so I'm looking, see what's going on, you know, step 4, step 5, or whatever we're on. So I'm looking, springs and stuff, and right there. Remove and discard rubber disc. So, lo and behold, if you guys fucking take this shit apart, you don't need it anyway, so just throw that shit out. We're going to put in some new springs, so I took it all out. Show you how it goes back together. This is a regulator valve. You're going to drop it in, like so, skinny side up. Just like that. You're going to install the yellow spring. Make sure it goes around that regulator. Make sure it's always seated in there. This is also, it's spring loaded, no shit, when you take it out. So we got yellow, gold, blue, red, and green. So this is the biggest one. It's not painted, thanks to Transgo. So I'm going to assume it's the gold one. Next time, paint your gold ones, you sons of bitches. Gold. Whatever. Okay, we're installing the gold one. Spacer. Again, I'm going to be cleaning all these off before I put them in there. This is the stock piece. Stock spacer. The pressure booster valve. Fat side down, skinny side up again. There's the boost valve. This is where you're going to have to start pressing it in. The boost sleeve. It's going to go with, obviously there's a bigger opening. So you're going to put the bigger side down. Okay. There you go. See, it's starting to seat in there. Now, if it hits you in the face, you deserve it. You're a freaking moron. Hope I don't want to jinx myself and get waxed in the face. And these will be torqued to spec later. Let me go ahead and put this green one in. These are stock, so don't change this side. Just take this side out and then put the green one in there. Put the plate back on and we'll be on the last step after that. Boom, first shot, look at that. Got the spring on there. This one's the red spring. And this is 2 and 3 shift valve, so when you're shifting from second to third, this is what does it right here. I want to make sure. That spring is going inside there. Okay. Okay, so that's in with the spring. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that other side didn't come out. Okay, and then the first and second shift. Now that's the thing too with the other side. When you're putting this plate on, see how it gets stuck like that? You want to make sure you wiggle it around so you're not bending the plate. See how this one goes all the way in? This one's hitting, so you want it to be like that so you can put this plate on. So let me go ahead and get this plate going. So there you go. And I believe we are out. No more pieces. Okay, so they give you the torque settings. Use torque wrench, 18 to 20 pounds. So do not, for the love of Christ, fucking over tighten, man. That's the only, like, you know, mechanic knowledge I could pass on to anybody. Because I fucking over-tighten everything. I just don't get it. I mean, they need to make some fucking aircraft-grade bolts and everything or something for guys like me, because it doesn't seem like I'm going that tight, and then, you know, shit explodes. Doing this shift kit, or, you know, replacing the seals or anything, in my particular model, it was not hard at all, man. You know, if I had to do another one again, no shit, would probably take me half an hour. Really, really easy. I mean, if you have the manual, you know, you get a little booklet. Especially, I mean, if yours comes with a video, it's even better. You know, the only thing I had to use was a 5/16 and a what is that? Is that a 5? Yeah, 5/16 and a 7/16 wrench. I do again suggest the sockets. You know, I have little shop paper towels, and Q-tips are a must, man. If you guys do have the little check balls, what you want to use is Vaseline. Don't use anything else. Don't use grease or anything like that. You know, if you guys are flipping the plate to put it back over, and you have those little check balls, have to stay in place. Mine didn't have any check balls, and the only damn disc that was in there, I threw it out anyway. Replaced all the springs, man. A new gasket in there. Just the cleaning alone is going to help this thing out a lot. So, done with the valve body. Ready to get it back in there. Need to do my clutches. Baby's all painted up. Doing the clutches, all the seals. Then I'm going to drop this baby back in there. And put the pan on, put the bell housing on. Rear end, and she's getting dropped in hopefully a couple days. So I will catch you guys later. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Be happy to answer as much as I can. And I hope these videos are helping you guys out. Look for my other videos on the C4 Trans. I'm doing like a whole segment on it. And hopefully it'll help you out in the total disassembly. I'm also doing a advanced torque converter, so that's going to be real easy once it's on. Those things just twist right on there. So I'll show you about that, about the measurements. Make sure you get that all right. So I'm fixing my leak, replacing all the clutches, every single seal. I did a shift kit in my valve body, and I am doing a performance automatic torque converter. So this transmission is going to go from suck to rock, and hopefully I could start my fucking car and go down the street. If I can accomplish that, the Trans is going to be awesome. So I'll check with you guys later, and happy fucking, you know, working and fucking busting your knuckles on transmissions, guys. Alright, leave comments. Don't forget to rate, subscribe. I will catch you guys on the flip side.